People may think I'm crazy, but after making a video in Apple Store and watching it to see the results of an Apple diss to Apple and Steve Jobs himself, the fucking limitations and restrictions and highly limited bullshit that Apple puts through, and Steve Jobs himself being like Adolf Hitler, taking over the tech market share, and being unfair and limiting people and restricting them to things, not having freedom of choice. It's kind of like Hitler. Steve Jobs was like Hitler, suing companies that calling unfair competition, unmanlyship of competition and corporations. And yes, it's kind of like Hitler in World War II in a way. It kind of relates. If you think about it, limit you to just so much. If you think about it, just search up Apple versus Android. Look up things, to look up Apple's criticisms. Some of the anti-Apple people actually have points of why they are anti-Apple. You just gotta research. It's what I do every night until 6 a.m. in the morning. Reading research about different companies and what they've done in the past and what they are standing for. And I've seen Apple non-stop suing other corporations. And sometimes they even follow through on the Apple stupidity. Like Journey, no longer Galaxy Tab is allowed there, and they even infringed and tricked them into such crap by being passed by. And a ton of other suing lawsuits towards every other company. Apple is unfair competition. Apple is this continuous games. Apple's closed platform, and everything Apple is based off Unix kernels. And the Unix is basically supposed to be open source and free to code for and everything. Since you can't access terminal to access everything and modify it the way you want, Apple has kept it the way and their strict ways as much as possible. But if you technically think about it, if you got Android or Ubuntu, you can pretty much unlock every aspect of your Android device, and your Ubuntu is pretty much also open source, which you can do whatever you please with it. It's meant to play with. iPhone, it's meant to play with, but under Apple's strict restrictions, limitations, and yeah. That's one thing I don't really like about Apple's. All their products are meant to be limited and restricted to several conditions. I'm a huge Linux and open source fanboy. I'm not compatible with Apple fanboys rubbing their little 4S's in my face, going, hey, look what this could do, look what the iPad can do. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Shut up. You know I'm an Android fanboy, open source Linux person. Apple's fancy, restricted, incorporated products don't faze me at all. Please wait in the other Apple fanboys to try and troll me out on their little Macs that don't get viruses, which Macs can get viruses. It's been proven, it's been done. Do your research. Mac malware. So don't be saying that Macs don't get viruses. Don't have antivirus on your Mac. Your Mac can be hijacked. Do your research. I'm tired of Apple not doing anything wrong and just stating my opinion on the facts. I know all facts are right on my criticism. I've done research. I've done everything I can. I will create a huge PDF file to what Apple complies And what shows they restrict a lot of things going through, and they close everything in restrictions. Then I'll show you in another PDF Android version of why it's free and open source, and you can do whatever. It'll be a strict comparisons, but you gotta read the PDF. I'm not gonna upload a file online just so people can just download it and not look at it. This is definitely true, very, 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 pretty much true research I've done. Please, Apple boys, don't troll me, don't faze me. You will be deleted, blocked, removed, and ratings will be taken off. Because I know how Apple fanboys continually go to other accounts, because I know every geek has other accounts that face things, and yeah. Apple fanboys, beware. You say Macs don't get viruses nowadays, that Apple's fixed it? There's another exploit that's going to come out on Mac OS X and iOS. That's what Android and Linux and Unix users do, is they could create malicious activities. I'm not one of those characters, but it's just so true. Just open your mind, Apple fanboys.